Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Welcome to Open Forum TV. Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Welcome to another day on the Open Forum TV. Hello, hi. This is Gladys, your moneypreneur. I'm here again today. I hope you're enjoying the summer. You can see my accessory, my sunglasses is still in my hair. I'm going to take it out right now, really. And then we start the talk for today. How are you? How have you been? I'm sure you're enjoying the wonderful weather. A bit very hot today. A bit very hot. That means it's hot. But it's fine. It's fine. Let's enjoy the summer. It's been cold and we've been waiting for this kind of weather. So it's here today. So yes, today we're going to be talking about building a savings culture. Building a savings culture. In all honesty, this is the toughest time to save. However, savings is no longer an option. It's actually compulsory right now. In spite of the economic situation, in spite of the challenges we face economically, it is imperative that we save. We have to save. And today I'm going to be sharing 6 tips on building a savings culture. Now, I've talked about money and thinking. I've talked about money and so many other things concerning it. But the thing is, a lot of us know and we've heard about savings, but we never really come to the actualization or implementing that thought or that desire to save. And there's certain things, we can't cover all of that here, but there's certain things which limit us or, sometimes get us off track in achieving our savings goal. Now, what I want to say is actually, just don't plan. Number 1 tip, just do not plan to save. Strive to save. Make it compulsory. Push yourself. Drive yourself to save. And one of the key things about saving is understanding or making sure you're clear on your purpose to save. Don't save because they said I should save. Don't save because, I just feel like putting some monies aside. You find out that when you do that, you don't build a culture. You really don't save. Because if there's no underlying purpose, there's no underlying goal, there's nothing you want to achieve, you find out that the money is just sitting there and anything just comes up and you just, okay, I can just go there and pick it up. So we must strive to save. That knowledge, that desire to save, put it to action. Now, the next tip I'm going to give is name your savings. I actually forgot my envelopes. Sorry about it, but next time I'm going to come with it and even something better. The last time I was here, I talked about coming with an envelopes, and then we are going to address the envelopes. That is part of the ways you can name your savings. Name your savings. Why am I talking about that? For those of us who handle cash, sometimes you find out that you have cash with you. The other day, somebody came to me, can I get £1? And when I counted all the pennies I had, I actually had £3 something. And I gave it away, really. But when you see yourself with coins, pennies, and all of that, put it into a piggy bank or something, or a bag or something, as far as you know your limit, your discipline level. If you know you're just going to leave it in a jar and you're going to open the jar tomorrow, there's no point. Put it where you can't touch. We're going to go back to that. I'm talking about naming your savings. Now, naming your savings is certain questions that you have to ask yourself. What are you saving for? Number 1. Number 2, when do you desire to reach your goal? When is the end time of the savings plan that you have? How long will it take you? We need to sit down and think about or ask ourselves those questions so we can put proper, names to our savings plan or in setting up our savings culture. Now, if I want to buy a car and I've seen, first and foremost, what kind of car do I want to buy? How much does it cost? You understand? Do I have the resources for that now? If I don't have, what do I have right now towards getting the car? Do I have half of it? Do I have 1/4? Do I have 3/4? Or I don't have any? So as far as I'm able to answer these specific questions, it will help me to plan my savings goal or achieve my savings goal. I want to buy a car. I'd like to go on holiday during Christmas. Where do I want to go to? How much does the ticket cost? Accommodation, feeding. You find out that in building a savings culture, it requires you to think critically, ask questions, and check to be sure you're on the right path. It's not hard work. It's something once you put in motion and you're consistent. Consistency is the key. You're consistent with it. Before you know it, it has become a habit, and it's something you're going to enjoy doing. Now, name your savings. Like I said, for those of us who handle a lot of cash, you can have your cash envelopes or your cash bags or whatever you want to call it. Name them: groceries, electric bill, gas, whatever it is that you want to save towards. I'm just using those as the basic things we do, but there are some of us who save towards critical things, children education and all of that. And now when you're talking about naming your savings goal or naming your savings, let's be sure that we're not going to take monies from one saving pot to another saving pot. You understand? Mismatching. Why you name them is so that you are clear on each one. It helps you to know where you are as per each milestone. I talked about a car. If I say I'm putting aside maybe £100 every month towards my car, I know it's going to take me XYZ number of time to get to that goal. But mind you, some of your goals are moving goals. I would say maybe moving targets, because the price of the car that I want to buy today, by maybe October, it might not be the same price. Why? Because you have things that come into play, i.e. inflation. You have that is a constant. So remember in your savings that your target, your goals, most of them are going to be moving targets or moving goals. So you have to also realize that when you have extra money, what we call windfall, that's one of the tips. Don't just spend your windfall. Don't just, I have this extra 100 or 200 pounds or whatever currency you're dealing with, and then you just go, yes, this is time to go and buy myself some clothes. This is time to go and buy myself some. No, actually that windfall money can be named windfall money, and it's kept aside as your emergency fund. It can be geared towards something specific. And so you find out that when you name your savings, you're able to send your money to go and fulfill or run the errand named after it. So it's a good way, and it's fun when you begin to look at it like that. And then also, in building your savings culture, you've named your savings. You have told yourself, I'm going to save, and you're already doing a number 1 tip: strive to save. Number 2, name your savings. Number 3, save separately and according to the purpose of your savings. That's why we said name it, separate it. If you're saving for a house, this is saving for a house. You're saving for a car, this is saving for a car. We encourage you not to put everything in one place, because sometimes one need or one requirement might just swallow up what is required for the other one. So separate it. I remember I spoke about it. I have an account that allows me to create money pots, so I can put monies in certain pots for certain projects. You can have more than one bank account, and you make sure you name the account. I know of people who have account 123, and they can tell you what 123 is for. Some people name it Gladys household account, Gladys children fund activity account, whatever it is. Talk to your local bankers, and they would help you with all of that. And also be sure that the vehicle, not just your savings, your individual savings account, your ISA account, or what have you, there are other vehicles that you can use for your savings, culture, building your savings culture. One of the vehicles I use is the mutual funds. I like to put my monies in mutual funds. Why? Because it gives me compound interest. My money is compounded on a daily basis, and at a certain period, at a period of 90 days, that's 3 months, I get my interest accrued. Now it depends on the amount. Recently I looked into it and I found out that it had accrued a lot more than what I had expected. And I've told myself my new focus is to begin to build another pot or another savings base in using a mutual fund for specific other goals. So talk to your local bankers. There's so many options you can use. You can do a fixed deposit, you can do a commercial paper. I'm going to the next talk, we're going to talk about the different vehicles that you can access. If you walk into your banks, you'll see flyers, and the flyers there tell you everything that you can do with your account. Good. So you do that. Separate them to protect your monies, and also to enhance, make sure that your culture, your cycle keeps growing. So now the question is, you're talking about savings. You've said it is the toughest time to save. Yes, it is. What do I do? A lot of us think we can only save when we have a lot, seemingly have a lot, but actually you can start saving when you have little or nothing. Really, start from where you are. Is it that you want to keep aside £10 a week? Start. If you have 4 weeks in a month, that is £40 for a month, and before you know it, it has grown. Now multiply £40 times 12. You know how much that is. If you say you're leaving aside £100, that gives you £400 per month. If it's a 4-week month, if it's a 5-week month, that's £500. Just start from where you are, no matter how small. Even if it's 50p you want to start with, or whatever currency you're dealing with, start there and be consistent. Discipline yourself. We've talked about cutting down. Cut down on a lot of things. What are the things that you can recycle in your house? What are the things that you can reuse? What are the things that you can trade to give you extra money? We've talked about all of that. Those monies, when they come in, you can use them to start off your saving pot, your saving culture, put it in your ISA account, whatever it is you want to do. But always make sure you check. And then also, I want to say that it is important. I was talking about the windfall. It is important. That is tip number 6. I've talked about 4 tips now. So tip number 6, your windfall, don't spend it. I'm not telling you what to do with your gifts, your monetary gifts, but keep it. Like in where I come from, when a child is born, they give gifts, and some of the gift is monetary gift. And what the parents or the mothers especially do is they take these monies and they open a bank account, for the child, or they save it up for the child. And sometimes that money forms the basis for the child starting school, or it actually forms the basis of the child, you understand, having his or her own individual account. These accounts are run till the child is 18, and then you can hand it over to your child, as a birthday gift, 18th birthday. You can imagine saving a particular amount for your child for 18 years. That's a good base and is a good way to start. You understand? I remember back then when I was still working in the bank in my country, a young man came one day and he came to claim the monies that his mother had saved for him, God knows how many years. He came with the passbook, he came with everything that she had, and he could actually claim his money, and it came to a lot of money. She didn't hand it over to him when he was 18. It just sat in the bank and kept accruing interest. And so to start a savings culture is not so bad. It's not difficult. And to be honest, I would like to talk to some of us. Those of you who are interested in speaking with me, you can get my number from this platform. We're going to drop it in our YouTube, on the YouTube page and the Facebook page, so you can pick it up. There's so much when it comes to money and savings. there's so much you need to talk about. I have just talked about the basic things, I would say the basic things. Strive to save, push yourself, name your savings, separate your savings, according to purpose. Save and separate according to purpose. Start where you are. You understand? Use saving vehicles and your windfall. These are things that come to us readily. Like I went out on Saturday and a friend just, hi, and she just, said hello to me and she gave me some money and I was like, oh, thank you so much. She did that, based on something. I lost my father not too long ago, and so she wanted to, like, this was her own way of supporting me and all of that. And that went, for me, that was really a touching gift. And I had to save it up. Immediately, another person had done the same thing and I immediately transferred it to the memorial fund that we have for my dad, to take care of the specific things, which is his burial, which is coming up soon. So, just keep saving. Don't give up. Yes, sometimes there are things that are staring you in the face, wanting you to, pay attention to them. The thing is, you can pay attention to everything, but some things are just not as, should I say, the pressure they put on you. If you step back, take a breather and look at it, you find out that there are many other options you can use to sort that out. Savings is a beautiful thing. It's really exciting. And if you don't see it as a chore or a burden, it's something you always want to do, and you actually want to, like, teach everybody around you to save. I recall there was a time I gave myself, I didn't know how much I was saving, but I had set aside a specific amount. When I was working then, I used to have what I call my me money. And for many years, my me money was to take me out, probably on a Friday, to a nice restaurant to eat what I liked, or the me money was to buy me something that I really liked, or the me money was to just, maybe hang out with my friends, go and watch a movie on a Friday and everything. And I decided to convert that me money that I used to take out of my salary every month. I converted it and I said, this me money, I'm going to put what they call a standing order. That means I put up a structure in the bank where my account is debited at source once my salary comes in, and the me money was taken aside, and I put it in a particular vehicle. And at the end of 1 year, I was asking for something else, really, and I just found that I had saved up to $1 million in my country's currency. I was blown over the stars and the moons, that I did that without even thinking about it. So developing a savings culture is very, very easy. I am going to start a challenge very soon, and I'm going to, talk about it on this platform when I start by next week. And I'm going to start saving a particular amount. I'm going to go to the very bottom. I'm going to start with cash. I'm not going to save it in an account. I'm going to start with cash because I want to see how disciplined are you with cash. That is for me. I don't really carry cash. I do a lot of transfers and all of that. But I want to see how disciplined are you with cash. And I'm going to have my pockets or my envelopes or what have you to start that. I hope you guys are going to join me to start the challenge. And let's see how much can we really save up, you understand, between now and Christmas. And the goal for that money is going to be for us to celebrate Christmas. We're going to have a good, merry Christmas, and we're going to see how it goes. We have 5.5 months. It's not too late to do that. Today is, I think, the 14th of June. Tomorrow is the 15th of June, which is halfway. So I have my particular amount set aside, and the amount I'm going to start with, I said I'm going to start with the barest minimum, which is £5. Set aside any £5 I get, any money I get, I make sure I pull out £5 and put towards that. Why don't you join me? Let's build a savings culture. It's going to be fun. So It's going to be Christmas projects. We've named our savings, our savings goal. The goal is to have money for Christmas. What do you want to use the money for? I want to use the money for so many things. I'm not looking at food right now. I'm looking at how I'm going to help somebody, how I'm going to make sure somebody else has a Merry Christmas. Maybe pay for accommodation for somebody who is homeless. Some project. Let's just get it done. And until I see you next week, I promise I'll come with the envelopes and every other tool that we need so this talk becomes more practical. You can save at any level you are. Any level. Millionaires save, billionaires save. You understand? So you have a wonderful week. The rest of the week, go out, enjoy the sunshine, and save, save, save. God bless you. Until I come your way again. Bye.